closer to the Jets' identity in terms of, especially on the defensive end of things?
Yeah, I mean, you got to win games all kinds of ways over the course of 82 games. But I think for us tonight, we did a really good job of defending and coming back hard. Didn't give up much in the middle of the ice. They're a really skilled top six, and we've got a lot of guys up there that can make the seam passes and lots of good plays off the rush. So I thought we did a good job defending our blue line first off, and then not giving up too much in the middle of the ice. And a couple plays there where it was 1-0 or 0-0. Bucky made some big saves, and it was a good effort by us for sure.
The PK especially, I think they had 4 chances. They only had 1 shot through 3. I can't remember. They got maybe 2 on the last one. But again, that shot suppression, getting in lanes, that sort of thing.
Hey, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, I think we had our PK was awesome. Obviously, they had some looks there. Before we started to get a power play opportunity, and PK did great, power play did great goaltending, 5-on-5 play was awesome. So, sort of the 4 categories, I felt like we're all there, and it's just a solid win.
How would you describe Nino lifting up the opponent's stick like that before getting his goal?
I didn't even see that, to be honest with you, but I'm sure it was really nice.
Dylan Samberg finished the night with, I think it was like 5 shots. Your decor as a whole is he's top 3 in 5-on-5 shots. How much is a collective, blue line's offensive contribution helped, be a driver for your guys' 5-on-5 offense this year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a group, we want to get shots through when we get it at the point, and obviously be a factor in the rush. The last 2 years, it's been a big change of our style of play since Bones and Arnie came in. Getting our defense more active and being a part of the offense. So, we did a good job of finding ways to get it through. We've done that throughout the season, and I think it just it's another threat. It's tough. I know defending it's tough when the other team is getting shots through from the point. You tend to get those rebounds back and get opportunities to score. So that's definitely something we want to keep building on.
Josh, if it were easy to come away with a solid effort night after night after night, people would just be doing it all the time. That clearly is not that easy. What do you think is allowing this team to seemingly put a really good foot forward in every game you play?
Well, I think it started in the summer. We kind of challenged everyone to come in and be in better shape than they had been before, work on things in their game that they felt they needed to work on. So started in camp. I felt like we had a really competitive camp, and then I think just look at our team over the last few years, we really tried to pride ourselves on our defensive game. And now this year you're seeing, the defensive game be great in situations like tonight, but also nights where, our power plays come through and won us some games, our penalty kills won us some games, and our goaltending's won us some games. So, I think obviously it's a little bit of everything. Our preparation, coaches, everyone getting us ready to go. But definitely it's been, like I said, nice to have those different elements to our game where PK can win us some nights and power play, and sometimes it all works together. We've always had the goaltending, and our 5-on-5 game has been better the last few years. So just building on those categories.
Everybody wants to get off to a fast start. But now you're 12-1. I mean, was there a point in the summer or maybe at the beginning of training camp where you could have ever envisioned this kind of a start?
I certainly believe in our group. You look at the success we had last season in the regular season. We felt like we could build off that. We had a lot of the same group coming back this year from last season, and some of the guys that have come in have really stepped up as well into bigger roles. So, did I think we'd be sitting here 12-1? I mean, who knows? But at the same time, I really feel confident about our group, and for us, it's what gives us success is sticking to our structure, 5-on-5. Being a tough team to defend against with our depth, and now with the special teams, going well right now, and our goaltending going great, it gives us different ways we can win different nights. So a lot of hockey left, but so far so good.
You mentioned the different flavors with which you guys have won a whole bunch of times. Does that make it feel more sustainable?
I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I think you watch hockey games, regular season playoffs. I mean, for example, the other night, 7-4 game. Tonight, 3-0 game in the Central. It's a little tighter checking. There's all kinds of games and style of games that you come into. Obviously, times when you're tired in the schedule or you're in tough situations. For us, we talk about all the time. We rely on our depth and our structure 5-on-5. I think that's our bread and butter, in our goaltending. So if we can continue to, do it as a unit and rely on that team game, and keep pushing our special teams forward, I think that's how we'll be successful in, different nights throughout the season, whatever the game presents. But like I said, a lot of hockey to go and lots of things we can improve on as well.
Thank you.
The other night with Nikolai becoming the leading scorer, and now tonight a celebration of Switzerland a little bit.
Yeah, I guess. The cool part about it is we find a way to win hockey games, and I think that's the most important thing. And it's great to see certain guys get some milestones. And tonight, like you mentioned, was kind of my night. I had a big chance to reach 900 games, which is a cool accomplishment, and I'm very happy about it.
On your first goal, you make a great stick lift to kind of get the play going the other way. That's another example, I guess, of how good defense can lead to good offense.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously the game wasn't very pretty. It wasn't a lot of flow out there, and I think that's something which we knew, and we just knew we had to stick with it, do the little things right, and eventually you create your own luck, and that's what happened there.
Pretty nice set of hands, though, on the deke.
Yeah, I guess kids still got it somewhere in there, right? But it's definitely a great feeling. Like I said, obviously it's a cool night to score a goal like that.
Dylan Sandberg finished with 5 shots, and the team's blue line is top 3 in 5-on-5 shots of any team's defense. How much do you think that the team's defense, like the driver, has been for you guys at 5-on-5, like the defense in particular?
Yeah, it's definitely very important. I think that's something which we know we need to create offense from our D as well, and I think they get a lot of pucks through, which has been key, and then they shoot the side of the net, so we get them the pucks back and all that. So I think they do a good job with it.
You guys, your starts have not been an issue, but when the captain goes out, it might have been the first shift or second shift, and he throws a huge hit kind of early in the game. I imagine that gets everybody kind of into it right away, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The starts has been very important for us, and we knew that. And I think, especially for our line, it's important to get a good start and get the boys going. I think, obviously, with that hit, he definitely set the tone early on.
Forget the results. Have you ever been part of a streak of consistency and effort and execution like we're seeing from this team right now?
It's tough to say. I think the best part about it right now is we find a way to win hockey games in all different kind of situations. I think our power play has been great. PK steps up when it needs to, and we find the back of the net, obviously, right now, which is great. And I think that's something which we work very hard for it. We know we can't take anything for granted. And it's a tough division to be in, and you need to win hockey games to be there where we are.
When you take a look at the start you had last year, and there were a lot of posts, and I think we were all talking about, you could have had a lot more production than you did. Is there something maybe that you worked on, or is there a reason why you're cashing in this year when maybe it didn't quite come last year?
It's tough to say. Obviously last year you play for a contract as well, so at the beginning of the year, you got a lot of stuff going on in your mind. You look for the future. You kind of see that 1,000 game mark ahead of you, and that's something which definitely was on my mind last year. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's about winning hockey games, and I'm glad to go win right now.
The NHL put out a stat. I don't think many players can have this claim that you've now scored against 33 NHL teams, including the one you play on, of course, the Jets, but now Utah as well, and everybody else. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess it's a cool start, but also says that I've been traded a few times, right? So it gives me the chance to do that, I guess. But it's a cool start, I guess.
When you talk about all the different flavors that you guys have found in terms of ways to win games, does that help make it feel more sustainable long term for you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think every line contributes very well, and I think have some great momentum shifts from each and every line, and I think that's something which helps the streak kind of going of knowing how to win hockey games, and I think that's been a great feeling out there.
Is there anything left to be said about your goal
goaltender in his play lately?
Oh, he's been terrific. I mean, he's our backbone, and both goaltenders have been terrific for us. I mean, they work extremely hard each and every day in practice, and that shows on the ice when they play the game.
guys on the PK were really strong. So when that line plays like that, they're a force. They're hard to handle, and they wear teams down because they spend so much time in the offensive zone.
We've talked a lot about the defense, being among the top blue line scoring in the league, but you look under the hood, you guys are top 5 in blue line shots, chances, expected goals at 5-on-5. How much has your blue line been a driver in you guys having the most goals for per game? Like, how much has it been those guys?
Well, I think that's something that's been preached here for the last couple of years. I know that, I've always talked to the D about you're going to be out there in situations and you're in the offensive zone. You're not just a pylon, you're not just a spectator, that you're a part of the offense. On our breakouts, if you're just going to try to rush up ice with 3 forwards, the opposition's going to deny you ice and they're not going to allow you to enter. So we have to have that second wave. Our D have to be a part of that rush, and I think we do a great job of that. But just the fact of, when you have a lane to get pucks to that net front, that creates the chaos, that creates the explosion of where that puck may go to, that creates second and third opportunities. We do a pretty good job of having good net front presence. So those shots, if they do get through, usually that turns into good opportunities, second opportunities.
The Connor Scheifele-Velarde line has been playing some of their best hockey lately. How much do you think of that, with their controlling more offensive zone time, has been a product of them being in the neutral zone and being a lot more assertive there?
In the neutral zone?
Yeah, like being more assertive to create
I don't really look at the neutral zone as much. How much time you spend in your end of the rink, and I think that's an area for me that they've really worked at and they've taken pride in. I thought tonight they did a good job of staying out of there as much as they could possibly be. I think that those guys buy in just like all the other lines, and I think that helps them. I think everybody realizes now that when we defend, and I say 200 feet defending, not just our end, when we defend, might be through the neutral zone, whatever it is, tracking back, those type of things, it gets you the puck back, and it gives you a chance to go play offense, and that's what everybody wants to do.
This morning we talked about how the power play units kind of challenge each other, and maybe shortly before Velarde scored it, I don't know if you felt this way, it didn't feel like the one that a goal would come from, but he takes the puck up almost assertively to the half wall and sort of resets things. And I wonder if that's a sign that the guys on your unit take extra responsibility for the pace that it's playing at to elevate that standard.
Yeah, we've kind of saw the last couple of games where teams were kind of sitting back on us a little bit, and tonight Utah went after us, and they pressured us quick, and they pushed us down the wall, and they trapped down on us, and so that was a good reset to kind of come out of it. I think KC also had it kind of come up above, and we kind of got away from it a little bit, and that opened up JMO's shot. But that's probably the biggest thing, is that they're recognizing when there's pressure coming that we got to get away from the pressure and get it set, and kind of Gabe doing that. I thought KC did it too, to get it up and away, and he set it to Scheif, and that's just some of the things that those guys are kind of picking up on. They're recognizing what the opposition is doing. Like I said, tonight was more aggressive than maybe we've seen in the past.
A couple of the guys, I guess it was Josh and Nino, who were saying there's just so many different ways that you've won, and it seems to give some confidence that, hey, when there's that many different options to win a game of different styles, it might be a more sustainable feeling. Do you feel like being versatile helps in that way?
Yeah, I think it does, because every opponent you run into each night throws a different game at you, or a different look at you, or sort of a different way of attacking us, or trying to defend us. So we're finding different ways of winning, and whether that's playing a heavy, hard dump and chase game, if that's a skill game, if that's getting to the inside, if it's our specialty teams, like you mentioned, different things kind of winning us hockey games. We're finding ways to get in games and stay in games and get the outcome that we need.
Coach, I'm sure that you spent a lot of time focusing on getting off to a fast start this year. Could you ever have anticipated a 12-1 start in the NHL?
No, not at all. Obviously, you go into every game hoping to win every game, and you're planning to win every game. It doesn't always work itself out, but kind of Murat's saying our depth and our way of we're getting in different ways of scoring and different ways of winning games. These hopefully are all things that we're building confidence to do this for. We still got what it is, the number 70 to go, whatever. But again, it's all, we're all real happy, real excited about what's happened. But again, this is our big divisional week. Starting with Utah here tonight, it was 2 points. We know who's coming in next. Colorado and Dallas again. So these are still for us. It's one thing about this group we have done. We've focused on our opponent, and then once that was done, we reset and got ready for the next opponent.
You like to use the term protecting the guts of the ice. Is that about as good an example?
Yeah, that was a pretty good example tonight. I thought that, like I said, their top six, not big guys, but extremely quick and darting in and out and making plays and second opportunities. And we knew that we had to have some layers. Nino's situation, it had to be people kind of making sure that backing up, coming in late, doing all those things. I thought we did a real good job of protecting tonight.
I'm interested in the level that you see Mark Scheifele at right now as a puck distributor.
Compared to,
I
I thought he's a tremendous puck distributor. I think he's
Exactly.
always been that.
Is
Compared to
this
a
just
goal scorer, I don't know. I don't know where to.
Well, I guess I'm just thinking of that pass that he finds KC on right at the end of the game there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
4 legs there, 2 sticks, and he gets it like through a tiny little hole perfectly on the stick. It feels to me that as good as he's been, he may be finding even more passes in tighter spaces than we've seen in the past and making it look easy.
Yeah, I think when we talked the other day about KC and him getting all those looks and those chances, I think that's part of that chemistry, is that him and Scheif have a pretty good idea where each other's gonna be, and Scheif has a way of, being deceptive and, maybe holding on to an extra second and that others maybe don't, and then, he has a way of finding people, and right now those guys have been connecting that way, and you throw Gabe in there and it's a pretty good threesome.
And just last one, what kind of game you saw out of Sandberg tonight?
Oh, you know what? Just you saw it. Obviously the PK, blocking those shots, and then comes down to the third period. He has to do it again. He laid out right in front of another one. Didn't matter that he got hit earlier. He's been. You know what? We've asked him to take on a big load this year, and he's been pretty consistent. He's had to go out and play against some top skill. I thought him and P have done a good job of giving us. Our top 4 have done a great job against opposition's top 6. Thanks, guys.